Obviously you go on the awesome run in the UFC and you got a big champion in front of you, Brock Lesnar. Wow. Like I remember like it was yesterday, sitting with my friends watching this fight, dude. And you go on to win this fight. And I look back in that fight, and one thing that I think, just as an aside here, kind of as a quasi analyst, I do play by play, but it seemed like Brock really fell in love with his striking in that fight. And he felt real comfortable with his striking in that fight. Do you feel like, what do you think? What was the thing that kind of swung the pendulum in that fight between you two? Obviously your cardio goes for days and days and days, one of your hallmarks, but you were tagging him. Obviously. I mean, you hit that shot and he goes flip flopping across the cage. I mean, I've never seen something so wild. Just talk about that fight. What do you think it was really that kind of got you that win? Besides you obviously working your ass off for it. I mean, and having a great fight.
Yeah. A lot of things, man. A lot of things kind of contributed to, for that win. Well, on my side, just working my ass off, but it's like, analyzing his style. He wasn't, to me, he wasn't comfortable with the striking. He's a big dude, hits hard, but not comfortable staying there.
No, it never looked fluid ever, right? I mean, his striking's never fluid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know he always wants to take down, like watching all the guys like fight him, like guys that got taken down by him and were kept on the ground, he won. And then Shane Carwin, blocked the first couple of takedowns, right? Hit him good times, and then kind of burnt himself out from there, and then it was done. So I knew like I saw like this. His only way to beat me is to like knock me out with a good punch or to hold me down. And like that to me wasn't possible. Like nobody could hold me down.
Yeah.
I was just naturally very good at standing up, like whenever I wanted. So then the training session was, we had this national champion heavyweight wrestler from Missouri, Mark Ellis, come in. He started training and fighting. And then also Daniel Cormier. And we start out the sparring sessions like this. We're in full gear. So I got 16-ounce gloves on. I got shin guards, knee pads, headgear. And they started me off laying down on the canvas. Laying flat on my back. And then either DC or Mark lay on me. Like I'm like this, lay on me, and I have to get up. So just countless times of that, getting up, like whenever the coaches wanted to stop it and put me on my back, they would, right?
Yeah.
Just in case. So I got really comfortable in there. I was already, but like with those guys on me, like I knew like no one could help me down, So got into the fight, and it was that like, stop the takedowns where he had to be on his feet a little more. Let the hands kind of open up a little bit, and, took him down once as well. Like, just keep him guessing, right? Type of thing.
Yeah.
And just from then on, just pick my shots. Like, don't just throw crazy. Like, really hit him, tag him, cut him up a little bit. Take my time with it, kind of thing. And that was it, man. But it was just taking away his offense is what did it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I mean, not only do you win the UFC heavyweight championship, but you win it against Brock Lesnar on such a big stage. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, man, what was going through your head, man? Obviously, you talked about your mom and dad and the hardships they had and working so hard for what they had. Did all that, was it just like a flood of emotions of all that all at the same time when you won that championship?
Yeah, that was the peak, it was just the build up like for that, right? It's like that was the one thing that I wanted the most out of anything else, was that. It was like that was my dream. I love to fight, and that was my dream, to go out there and do that, and to do it on a big scale. So just everything prepped me for that, to go out there and be victorious in that. that way.
Yeah. Did you stay in touch with Brock? Like, were you guys amicable after the fight? I mean, he's known to be a guy that's very much to himself, doesn't seem to have a whole lot of friends. Did you guys always keep a good relationship or nothing?
No,
Really?
no, I never talked to him or anything.
It's interesting, right? Because it seems like most guys, when they have a knockdown drag out, just in MMA in general, it doesn't matter if it's an amateur fight or if it's a pro fight. Seems like if you have a fight with somebody, you kind of have a bond for the rest of your life, right? And that's strange. Well, I guess it's not strange. I guess that's just Brock's personality, right? Or is it your personality too?
Mine too, you know. Pretty much.
Okay, I was about to say, is that your personality too?
Mine doesn't help in the fact of like doing that, but I'm okay with it. I'm good.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously you guys are you're gonna have another run in here in a few years down the road here. So, you know, you obviously have some great wars, man. And in my opinion, you kind of cemented yourself as, you know, top 1 or 2 heavyweights of all time, which is incredible.
Thank you.
You know, especially since, I mean, we've had a lot of those heavyweights right here on this show. You know, I've talked to Dan Severn, and I've talked to Don Fry and some of these guys that made such a huge impact. And to be on top of that mountain is amazing. You know, obviously you worked very hard for that. The wars with Dos Santos obviously it was wild. So let's take it all the way back, man. Born in Cali, grew up in Arizona, youngest of 3 kids. I believe I got that right. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, you probably already had to kind of fend for yourself. Is that kind of where that fighting spirit came from? You know, fending off your older siblings. You know, where did that come from, you think, early on?
It's just in me, man. It's in like my parents, you know, I could see it in them. Like they put all the energy like in the stuff that they wanted to do, you know, or things that they had to do to provide for us, you know. And I just saw that. I just saw it from a young age. Like they had that, you know, and it's like I didn't even care if I knew I had it or not, but I just knew when I went out and did something like physically that made me think, and also like pushed myself, you know, like with a little bit of pressure, like it just shows what you're made out of, right? Like what you can endure and what you can kind of overcome. And man, I've always loved just that, just pushing my body, my mind to places I didn't even know I can go, right? Like so you get to learn a lot about yourself in all those, you know, situations of training constantly. And yeah, man, just something that's already in you, but then you kind of just tweak it, you know, as you kind of go on.
Yeah.